welcome to episode 2 of Buckin with Brainstory. We have a special guest here, Mr. Jaime Muñoz, a.k.a. Flan. Say hi to the people.
Hello, hello, hello.
There he is. There he is. Yes, we're here in Pomona, California at Jaime's studio. And Jaime's been a really good friend of ours, and he blessed us with some art for our cover art.
Thank you.
For the album. Thank you.
You're welcome, guys.
Anytime. Holding back tears. No, but we've known Jaime for a number of years. Straight out of Rialto.
Rialto.
How did your roots find Rialto, Jaime? How did you guys end up in Rialto? Where are you guys from?
Damn, that's
You
a
know what I'm
loaded
saying?
question.
Where's your tribe from? How did your tribe come to Rialto?
To be honest, we moved to Rialto when my mom left my dad.
Oh, okay.
So that's like when we were really like independent, like
Yeah.
just us and my mom.
And you have brothers, right?
Yeah.
You have how many brothers you got?
2?
And a sister?
Yep.
Yeah.
1 older sister.
Nice. So you guys came to Rialto. What was that? 90s? The 90s?
No, it was like early 2000s.
Oh, no way.
Oh,
I thought
damn,
you
I
guys-
didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's right, 'cause you were like the new punk kid on the block,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Cause from there I was living in Fontana.
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Might as well be Rialto. Come on,
Yeah.
dog. Same shit.
No, Fontana and Rialto are very different.
They used to be the same,
Different words.
That's
according
true.
to Sepicon.
No, we're not gonna talk about Zepcon at all, please. But yeah. So you were in the early 2000s. You went to you came in high school. You were in high
Yeah.
school.
Yep.
Oh, okay. What high school you went to?
Rialto High.
Rialto High, baby.
I feel like I remember seeing you at like backyard punk parties.
Dude,
Yeah.
I would see you guys that's where I
No,
first
yeah.
met you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Evil Cowboys,
Colonial
Ham days,
Colonial
Yeah.
Public Battery.
Public
Yeah.
Batter. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, public
Back in those
battery.
days.
Yeah, that was the first time I remember meeting you, Jaime. Was the punk shows, the dirt parties in like
Yep.
San
Yeah.
Bernardino.
Dirt parties.
What's
Ain't no,
public
ain't no
battery?
grass in that backyard.
Nope.
Backyard. No.
No.
We
What's
were,
a public battery?
Public Battery is just a punk band that the homies were in.
Oh, okay.
That, so we had a band. My first band that I was in, it was called Colonial Ham, and it was like with the homies like Steve Higgins and like
Mhm.
Timote and
Vince.
Vince, who was in Public Battery, brother Vince. This fool ended up living with us for a little bit, but like we had it was like a garage rock band, but like everybody was playing punk, but the shows that we would book were like backyard parties at punk, you know what I mean, like punker shows. So we were just doing our thing in the punk scene. So
I also always saw it as like a performative group too. Like I mean, not just the music, but
Yeah.
like performative art. Like 'cause you guys always do like costumes and.
well, that
Like,
was Evil
dude.
Cowboys. That was a little later.
Oh,
yeah.
that wasn't in Public
no
Battery?
Colonial
I mean,
Ham.
Colonial Ham, I mean.
Yeah, Colonial Ham. We were just like a little band. I was like 12.
So all the stunts, all that
Damn.
crazy shit, that was Evil Cowboys.
Yeah,
That was
that's
Evil
Evil
Cowboys.
Cowboy.
Yeah.
Right. I remember
Yeah.
that from Evil Cowboys.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Well,
Yeah,
well,
no, for
what were
sure,
some of
that
the
was
stunts?
definitely.
stunts.
Like costumes.
Yeah, what
like
you guys
Oh
do?
yeah, we were like all into Devo, so we did like a bunch of
Oh.
costumes, and we had like stage names. That was me, Tony, Brian Edwards. Who else was it?
Tim,
Tim, and
Steve.
Steve. Our first shows we had a drum machine. Like we didn't even have
Yeah,
drums.
and Joel. Joel's a
Yeah, he was the mascot.
yeah. of the group.
R.I.P. Joel. But like we do stunts like when our first show was at the homie Eliseo's house, and it was in Rialto, like up the street from where my parents lived, and like we weren't even supposed to play. It was like the party's on, and then the party's off, and it was all raining and shit, and then it was like, okay, the rain stopped, the party's on.
Yeah.
So like
Crazy.
I broke a string.
we just played for like the skater homies that we like
I
hung
think
out
that's
with.
the first time I performed.
Damn,
Really?
huh?
Yeah, I broke a string. I had a purple like jockey,
Jumpsuit, yeah.
like a jumpsuit, but it was like a jockey outfit that I found at like Goodwill.
Mm.
For all the diehards, if you want to learn more about Evil Cowboys, go to YouTube and look up Rialto Free Jazz. There's a segment. It's a documentary about Rialto music that Mike Higgins made.
We should probably do a Evil Cowboys
Reunion
podcast
That would be sick.
series. Not a series, but like at least an episode.
Oh,
Like-
an episode. This
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Episode, because that's
Yeah,
like
all the people from the.
that's like
yeah,
Brainstory's
that'd be tight.
baby.
Origin story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
For
where we
real.
come
Damn.
from.
That was the first
That'd
time
be cool.
Tony played bass.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Tony learned how to play bass in that band.
Yep.
But we would do stunts, right? So we would like, well, we'd dress up all crazy, and then we would do stunts. Like the first show we did, we brought Goosebumps books, and we just set them on fire.
Yeah. No, the second one was the best one.
And then
though.
wait, but that also when we brought like old computer equipment that was just obsolete that we bought from like the Goodwill to just bash and just break. Like we just break shit basically.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that was
Right.
our thing.
And fools would be all getting all hyped and full of testosterone and
Damn.
Or
Yeah.
not, cause
or get mad
or get mad,
You,
cause
you did shows where people were just like over it and they didn't.
fuck
they didn't
yeah,
like it.
all
it
the
would
time.
fuel me more, honestly.
all the time. Like every show was like fucking problematic. Like people were getting mad. Like we got the plug pulled on us like so many times.
Damn.
Like people would just straight up just take out.
So you guys were punk for punk. You guys are too punk for punk.
But we weren't even punk. We were just other. Like we
Kind
were
of,
punk, but
yeah.
it was like other.
Yeah, it was on some Dada shit. I was
Yeah,
really into
bro,
like
it was on some
I was
Dada
really
shit.
into Dadaism. Like
Yeah.
I was studying it a lot.
Yeah, that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Like
Yeah.
Marcel Duchamp and Tristan Zara's like writings. I was it spoke to me when I was in fucking high school. So
That's what's up. So like
That
was a lot of it.
actions.
a lot of it
That's
was like some of that shit.
Yeah.
So Jaime, when did you start getting into art?
It's funny. It's funny when people ask me that because I just feel like I never stopped being into it since I was a child. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like we all start off at that point, like in terms of like trying to construct meaning of the world. Like we do it through pictures naturally, and I feel like as children we all start off drawing, like expressing what we feel through pictures. And I just feel like I just always stuck with it, you know.
Nice. But did you like start like? So you were drawing first, right? When did you
Mhm.
get into like painting and like
Painting,
other
painting.
mediums? You're older.
Well, I mean, the funny part is I always still worked in the same mediums, but like when I started thinking about things seriously, or like, what I guess where I see the shift is where I learned about an external art world.
Oh, I see.
That's when I was like, what? Like I could like make art and show it, and people will buy that shit, maybe, or like that's when my things shifted. Because at first it
Yeah.
was just like
Oh, I do it.
it was just for fun, like just
Yeah.
like trucks, cars, or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like whatever my fantasies were, I would draw it, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess after high school is when I started thinking about it more seriously. Like what does my art mean? Or like I
Yeah.
started positioning myself in relationship with what I'm making.
I kind of remember that transition because that's kind of the time I met you. Like you were like doing these amazing portraits of friends and like pictures
yeah.
and shit, and
Yeah.
like everyone knew that you were skilled and shit, and it was just like, oh, this was a dope ass artist. Like, but I remember that shift of you like kind of going to school
Yeah.
and like kind of like, oh, this can have meaning kind of
Yeah.
thing. Or I mean, not to say that it didn't before either. Like
Right.
you still like, I mean, you were painting things that you love, like people and
Yeah.
memories and shit.
Memories.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
But I did remember the shift of you like kind of going into like, yeah.
The
And it's
institution.
not even that you took it more seriously. It's just like you're just like seeing how far it can go kind of thing. Or
Yeah.
what was that like? Like, did you learn that in school or like what? How did you kind of go to that next level with your art?
Oh well, it's been a crazy process, you know, like
Yeah.
because there was a period where I was pursuing it before I went to school for it.
Yeah.
Oh my bad. That sounds good.
Yeah.
So and like that period where I was pursuing it before I went to school, I would say that was like my formative period in like in establishing my identity as an artist.
Oh, okay.
Because I just learned so much in that period that informed my identity as a person, you know?
Yeah.
And so during that time, I was like working in construction in Fontana, this structural concrete company called Slater Inc. A lot of my family worked there. That's
okay.
where I got to work with a lot of immigrants
Uh-huh.
and like kind of like experience a little bit what they go through.
Remember that.
Yeah. just like through working with them and being close with them and hearing their daily stories and shit, like
Just
what they went through to come over here and then work a shitty ass job.
I
Uh,
think
You know?
that's important though, honestly, because like I'm gonna be real. Like you see all these artists.
Yeah.
It's like these fools are just privileged ass fools that went to
Mm.
expensive art schools and can afford it.
True.
Yeah.
And they don't know what it's like to be a normal, like a regular person that has to work hard, especially as a person of color, because you're not only working like a job, you're using your body.
Yeah,
And that is
exactly,
different.
exactly,
When
right.
you're doing manual labor, it's way different than being in an office or doing some kind of like
No, for sure.
Getting on the
You
phone
know,
and calling
like-
people up. It's like,
and that experience is what most people on earth experience.
That's true.
You know, because of oppression and all this other bullshit. But
Yeah, the distribution of power.
yeah,
the way it
for
is.
real. So it's important.
Yeah.
I could see it in your work. You
For
know,
sure.
I
Thank
think
you.
that's why it translates the soulfulness.
Yeah. Thanks.
yeah.
But yeah, so and also too, like I had a relationship with art too through like my family. Like my mom was really talented.
I
Like
see.
I always like tell
Oh, I
everyone
didn't
like
know.
she's the one who got me into like commercial like graphic design.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she was like really into like script and like old
Oh, like
English.
sign painting.
No
kinda
way. I
stuff?
had no idea.
Not like with the brushes and that like sign
But-
painting, but she would like calligraphy pens or
Yeah,
like ballpoint
it's
Oh,
kind of like
cool.
related, I guess.
yeah,
a
yeah,
little.
but she would totally be like practicing her fonts and shit. you know?
Damn,
Wow.
what?
Crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she definitely like influenced me in that way, and also she's like very talented. Like
Yeah.
like I found like her old like notebooks from her art classes when she was in high school, because
Oh,
she
cool.
migrated here as a teenager, so
Oh,
she
wow.
got to go
From
to high
where?
school here, from Juchitlan, Jalisco. Yeah,
Jalisco.
and when so
Mariscos.
she went to Pomona High. That's why I also have an affinity with Pomona because
Oh, no shit. I didn't know that.
because
Oh,
like
damn.
this is where my mom side of the family came when they migrated from
So
Mexico.
there's like
Mm.
origin shit.
Yeah.
up
I
in
didn't
here.
know that at
Yeah,
all.
like my grandma lives like down the street, so my whole life that was the
Wow.
only stable home, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was moving around and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, damn. I've known you almost over 10 years. I didn't even know that.
Yep.
You had a home base over here in Pomona.
Yeah.
B-Town.
Yeah.
Sugar free.
Last Poets too.
Mm.
Damn.
I met the percussionist in a bathroom. He was like the guy like giving you the napkins and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I was wearing my Pomona hat. He was like, "Oh shit, Pomona, dude, I grew up there. Like
Sick.
fucking Mission, Holt. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that's my stomping ground." He was like,
Damn.
"Dude, I played in a band. You might have heard of them, Last Poets." I'm like, "What?"
Damn.
Epic.
I was
What?
like, "Dude, that's so sick. Like, I have like some of your records, you know?"
Damn.
He was
Where
like,
was that?
yeah,
In
yeah.
L.A. or some shit?
Yeah, in like where was it, Jason? Where we were after that after party thing? Was that like somewhere in West LA, dude? Like it wasn't too far. It
Whoa.
wasn't too far away. Hollywood, I think like some part of
Yes.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
So you were doing like cocaine off like
Hell no. No way.
off like
Some
fucking
fake
fake
cheese?
butts.
Nah.
Off fake butts.
Honestly,
Cardi
I
B
spent
ass?
more time at that party in the bathroom talking to that dude.
So you were sucking him off then.
Dumb. Just a
I
just a
guess.
gentleman
Dang,
I met
Tony.
in the bathroom.
Just a guy in the bathroom. But we ended up talking a lot just about Pomona and
That's sick.
each other's
Tight.
like experience growing up here too, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
And we
dope.
talked about sugar free too.
Yeah?
Damn, what?
I
Hell
mean,
yeah. I feel
that's-
like that fool's like spirits in Rialto too.
Fuck,
That's
Sugar
how I
Free.
learned about his music was just like
Tight.
the neighbor playing it.
True. Sugar free. If you're out there listening, we're big fans. Nah, I'm just kidding.
I saw that fool play once.
Come on our podcast.
I was
Come on
so
our podcast.
I felt like I was seeing like a legend.
Yeah.
For real, dude.
That fool
Sugar
is a
free.
legend. Like this shit was epic.
Nobody,
That's what's
nobody. He's in a league of his own. He's
He's
like
yeah.
the
Hell
loneliest
yeah.
monk, like on the side. Like he's got his own, like his own
That
set of
fool-
tricks that nobody else. Like if you're trying to do sugar free, like you know what I mean.
You
As
gotta
a-
be-
you know what I mean.
you gotta
They
be
know
smart as fuck.
yeah.
'Cause this fool's clever as
Yeah.
shit. And his
Damn.
rhythm is bomb.
His rhythm is a shit. All right, segueing into burp.
I'm trying to think of what else was like critical of that period that's important to note.
For
So yeah,
you.
so like I already had like a positionality on what art meant to me. You
Yeah.
know? And then like I was introduced. I was exposed to it through my family, like my mom and
Yeah.
my uncle. My uncle's really talented too. My tío George. I also worked with him in Slater.
Okay.
Yeah, and like after a certain point, like I was like, it was like the same story as my uncle and my mom. You know, like they were talented, they wanted to pursue their art, like they were passionate about it.
Yeah.
But you know, coming first generation Mexicans, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
immigrants, like they were more programmed to just work.
Work. Yeah.
To survive.
Yeah, for survival.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I
and
think
also through necessity.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
the
it just-
society kind of puts you in that place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? American
Especially-
society is like, no, you're this, you do this
Yeah,
type
yeah.
shit.
Yep.
like,
And
it's
that,
you
that
know,
racist shit.
It's
Really.
yeah, some prejudice shit.
So you know, like, so my uncle ended up just working in Slater, like pretty much
The
for
whole
his
time.
whole like.
Yeah.
He still
Yeah.
does the same type of work now, you know.
Oh shit.
And like my mom never pursued it either. And like I was on that same path too, because I was working for that company, and I always felt like this is it for me too, you know.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
oh, I might have my job now. Like, that's
I
it.
see. Yeah.
Until and like, but then trying to pursue it on the side, like on the
Mhm.
weekends, like
I
I'm making
remember
my
that.
paintings, and
Yeah.
you know, like we
Yeah.
were all in that hustle together, like
Yeah.
you know,
No,
with
we were.
Tim and Steve, we
Yeah.
were all active before
Artists,
before
yeah.
school,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. True.
Yeah,
true.
which is
true.
you should
Yeah.
should have a base. You shouldn't have to learn art through
Yeah,
any
for
school.
sure.
You should just do it, and
Well-
then
well,
the
we
school enhances you.
Yeah, for sure. So like definitely like tying into Rialto,
Yeah.
like that was definitely like another shifting point too, like being around other artists, you know. Because
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Fontana, like there weren't other artists. It was like everyone in like
Bunch of borrachos.
partying
Yeah.
and skating, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
for
fucking
real.
drinking.
Drinking,
Yeah. Same.
But then when I went to Rialto, that's where I met more like creative people that were also pursuing that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which was a trip because I never like was in a space where there were so many, you know, like so many
Yeah.
creative types. you
Yeah.
know?
No, it's
It was
weird.
I
Yeah.
feel like a specific point in time. I feel like
Yep.
like just of us and all our friends, like we were all skaters basically,
Mm.
you know, and then there was somehow this shift, I think mostly through like experimenting with drugs and shit.
For
like,
real, though.
that you start to like kind of like want to dive deeper, and skateboarding was, you know, skateboarding, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of just a physical, visceral, like, you know,
Yeah.
I
kind of
think it was
thing.
also out of necessity. There was nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like,
There
what are you
was
gonna
nothing
do?
to do.
There's no bars, no venue, there ain't shit.
Mm.
In Rialto.
So, you know, like, literally, a lot of us grew up as people fucking
Mm.
in Steve's garage smoking blunts, talking
Yeah.
about philosophy, talking about
Mm.
artists that we like. Like,
So.
took art history. These fools were taking art class. So, we were
Mm.
kind of like high school kids, like, getting hyped on
But I
some
think
different
too,
shit.
So-
skateboarding had a big thing to do with it, because like,
oh, hell yeah. It's creative as
skateboarding-
fuck.
yeah, you know,
All
like
the
people
artwork
like,
in it.
yeah, the
I remember
artwork,
digging
you know what I
that, being
mean?
like,
Like,
oh,
Ed
shit, that's so
Templeton, Mark Gonzalez, like
yeah, those are
they're the
they're
first
artists,
that
yeah.
we even knew about, you
Yeah.
know.
Mm.
And then all
Dude,
the
Mark
music.
Gonzalez, that was tight.
Yo,
No,
Mar-
that's-
shout out to
that's-
Mark Gonzalez. Where's he at?
Shout out to
He's
Mark.
he's
You're my
beyond.
fucking, you're my hero, really.
For real, Mark Gonzalez is the shit. Yeah,
The Gons.
The Gons.
but
So Jaime, you just had your a show at the Jeffrey Deitch Gallery.
Yep.
oh yeah,
Can you tell us about that? Like how that came around? Like
Oh
How-
man, that's like a like a lifetime coming. Like it was
for
like
real.
a-
Congrats, bro.
No, that shit was epic.
yeah.
Yeah, I liked it, dude. That shit was sick. I felt very honored to be in such good company. You know.
Yeah.
Like a lot of those artists I was really aware of,
Yeah.
following. You know, so it was sick. You know.
Yeah, that was an amazing show. Like, I've go to shows. I go on to shows and stuff, and like, this is dope. This is not. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like kind of hit and miss.
Yeah.
But everything in that, every piece in
Yeah.
that show was like speaking like
Mhm.
volumes. You know what I mean? It was
Mhm.
really dope. Who curated that?
Oh, Nina Chanel Abney.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah, she's an artist from New York.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dang.
She used to be represented by Kravitz Weeby, but then I think I don't know who. I think maybe Jeffrey Deitch might represent her. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I've been following her work for a while
Nice.
because I used to work as an assistant for Assad Falwell.
Oh.
This guy right here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he was represented by
tight.
the same gallery.
Oh
so
okay.
like so through him he exposed me to all those artists, and Nina was one of them.
Oh nice.
Yeah, and
Sick.
then the way that happened for me to be included in that show was like the guy that represents me at the moment, the Pit.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Pit.
Shout
They've
out
been
to the
helping me out a
Pit.
lot. Adam and Devin.
Sick.
Thank you for the support, guys.
Yeah.
they took my artwork to Nada. It's a art fair in Miami.
Oh,
And-
okay.
And that's where Nina saw my work.
Oh,
Oh,
And
dope.
she was
dope.
like, "Do you want to be in Punch?" And I
Wow.
was like, "Hell yeah!"
That's
you know.
Yeah,
fucking
you deserve it,
tight.
buddy.
Yeah, dude.
So
Where,
that-
where
so
was
that
your art
happened.
showing in Miami?
Why?
You
Where?
said where was it?
Oh,
in Miami?
Florida.
Yeah, I know Florida.
Oh,
But like, where was the gallery? Like, what was it?
oh, in the gallery space, or like
what was the gallery?
oh, the pit.
In Florida.
Oh,
in Florida,
oh,
when
oh.
they shared it.
Oh, it's
was it a
an
show?
art
in
fair.
Florida?
It's an art fair. It's an art
Oh,
fair
okay.
called Nada, and it's or Nada. It's like
Don't say
It's-
nada. It's Florida, dog.
Well, I mean, like a lot of. I feel like I'm the only one that says it like Nada.
Yeah, I
nada.
know. In the art world, you probably are.
Oh, yeah, the
only
show's
fool.
called Nada.
But
Nothing?
then you have all
It's-
these like fucking Cubans. Like, oh, we're going to nada right now, man.
No, that's just the name of the art fair. So like at an art fair, it's just like a bunch of different galleries go there and they
Cool.
they show the artists that they represent.
Dope.
Yeah, I
So-
saw that. I was in Miami and I saw that there's this area like
Uh-huh.
there's this one street in Miami where there's all these like clubs and bars and stuff and like
Mm.
everyone's partying like crazy. But then there's like this like little alley you go down and there's like all this art. There's like
Mm.
galleries and like there's like art on the walls and stuff.
Mm.
I was just wondering if that's what was like if it was there or something.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't go.
Art
You didn't go-
Basel?
Oh, okay. Art Basel.
Art Basel. No, no, I didn't go. I've only gone to a couple art fairs. They're kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind
Yeah.
of like a different. It's not a gallery setting. It's like a fair. Like it's like a convention, right?
It's like a convention, or
Yeah.
like or kind of like a ramate or a swami,
Yeah, yeah,
but galleries
Like
or
booths.
yeah, like booths.
And then they're showing the art in the booth.
Yeah,
So the pit took you.
yeah, the pit. And
Sick.
Ah.
Damn. That's dope. So where did you study art? You went to school, right?
well, I would say I studied it at Slater Inc. in Fontana,
Word.
and in my room
Yeah.
in Fontana and Rialto. I studied it a lot there.
Yeah,
and more in depth and personal that I ever was able to do at UCLA.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. So you went to UCLA.
Yeah, I studied it later at UCLA. Which don't get me wrong, like I also learned a lot there, but it was
Yeah.
a different
Yeah,
program.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was like what we were talking about earlier. you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly,
Like
exactly.
you learn from your heart,
Yeah.
and school just is there along the way, but it's
Yeah.
not the end all be all.
Nah. But you know, I did take away a lot of positives from being there too. Like one of
Yeah.
the reasons why I wanted to go there was to be able to like hone in on my communication skills
Yeah.
or abilities to talk about my ideas.
I see.
Because like, you know, coming from my family, like I don't have any experience just to talk about my feelings.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
that. Yo, that's a
So
big
like
one.
imagine trying to like talk about
your
like
art. And
Yeah.
your art
That's
and like you
very
know?
much a rasa problem.
Yeah, you know, so like I definitely feel like it helped me out. Like reading like dance text was fun to me because if it was like an interesting topic or it was like a subject that helped me resolve something that I was thinking about, you know,
Yeah.
like that place took me to another level in terms of like how critical I could go and
Yeah.
how in
Yeah.
my art or whatever.
How intricate
Yep.
you could be able
Because
to.
then you could think about also your own traumas, your own shit, and it really helps you in all kinds of ways.
So what are some of like the main themes in your art? Like I remember we were talking the other day about the significance of Toyota.
Oh yeah. So there, if I could say, like in terms of themes, like definitely, like I'm like the main core is like identity. Like I'm really interested in like the idea of identity, how we construct meaning around it, how everyone has like their own idea, or like how everyone construct their own meaning of what makes up their own identity. You know. So, in terms of that, reflecting on myself, I definitely think of a timeline. And so starting for the furthest out, I think of the colonial period, you know, because that's a big part of my identity.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
for sure.
and so, and then not only just the colonial period, I also like to study the pre-colonial period too, like what it was like
Before.
before.
That's also in you too. It's
Yeah,
in us.
I would say for sure. That's like in our blood memory, you know?
Yeah.
But then, so that aspect is important in my art or my identity as a person. And then this part, like I learned this shit in school, but
Yeah.
like the modernist period, you know,
I see. Yeah.
and how like how that period was pretty much packaged as like progress of like colonialism
Yeah.
and modernity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like the Chicago World's Fair and kind of like
Yep.
that being like a monumental testament to progress through
Yeah.
capitalism, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
at the
And
expense
imperialism.
and imperialism for sure, you know, and but then thinking about that in relationship to me as like where I place myself in that power structure, like working class, then I kind of deconstruct like how that identity has existed in that type of environment in
Yeah.
terms of like industry or whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, you know, I think
Yeah.
of like the idea. Also, another aspect in that period that was birthed was like the period of like working class rights
Yeah.
movements.
Yeah.
You know, because there was
Yeah.
a reaction to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where people were saying like, "What we need to like
Have a voice
protest
in
for an 8-hour day because like, you're making me work every day and I don't even know like when I come
Yeah.
in or when I come out, like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
because like you know
It's
back
your
in
whole
those
life. Yeah, the shit was like the Wild West. Like,
Yeah,
they didn't even
yeah.
have a break.
yeah.
Like what the fuck? They gave them 2 cents too. The
So that aspect of the
Unionizing.
history was definitely informative too, like reading a lot of like radical literature from that period that was like rooted in like anarchism and communism and shit because it appealed to me, you know. I
What
was
years
like,
is that? Like that period?
when I was like reading
No, like what you
like
said.
20s 30s.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Industrial
Right.
Revolution
Mhm.
type shit.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
It was kind of they didn't know. Everything was brand new.
Mhm.
Industry was just a new thing still. It was
Yeah.
only 1800s, and as it was living longer, we were starting to see the effects, and people were
Yeah.
like, "I can't fucking do this shit. Kids shouldn't be working. Like,
Right.
you gotta have safety shit."
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So from that period, like what me and Eric were talking about the other day, like in terms of iconography, I like to use like the horse a lot, or like
Yeah.
I juxtaposing it with a machine, because to me like it's like seeing them together like kind of represents like how I feel in
Yeah.
terms of like a laborer, like kind of
Uh-huh.
like objectified in that way,
Yeah.
like
Fuck
objectified
yeah.
as like an animal or a machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I feel like creating a composition like that kind of like reveals that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Subliminally and
Yeah, in terms like symbolically,
it's
you know.
symbolic.
It's very
Yeah.
dehumanizing. I
Yeah,
would say.
yeah. So then going off of that, like I'm really into like existential, like ideas and theory, you know, like what does it mean to live, like what does it mean to respect another human being. So with that, I'm like, like another aspect of my research for that is like sci-fi movies that deal with artificial intelligence.
Oh.
Because like I kind of see it as kind of like that. Like they bring up the same questions. Like it's like an artificial human, but should we respect it? Should we not? But I
Yeah.
could kind of see it
Right.
as like, yeah, you should respect it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's
Respect everything.
Yeah, because
It's
it has
you.
a consciousness. It's a
yeah. You
Yeah,
made it in the
you
image of
made it.
yourself.
Yeah.
type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Come on, Dick.
What's one of your favorite sci-fi movies that deals with AI?
Oh, dude, definitely Blade Runner for sure. You know, and then AI from
That one's.
The one with Robin Williams.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That one's buck. I
that
remember
one. And then recently too, like through studying, I learned of this play called RUR, Rosam's Universal Robots. It was a Russian play that was
Like a modern one?
no, well I guess yeah, it was
From like the
20s.
20s.
In the 20s.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe it could have been a little later, but that period, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But supposedly that's where the word robot derived from.
Oh,
really?
Meaning like forced labor.
Wow.
Wow.
And so the whole narrative of that play is a critique on communism,
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
because it was like these robots, and there was a society which were working class, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There were robots that were there designed to provide a service, and like once they became conscious, like class conscious, there was a fear of them, like just
Oh.
like communism, like a demographic of people on the top fearing a demographic of people at the bottom gaining consciousness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the movie is about robots, you know.
Damn,
but
that's
it
crazy.
symbolically represents all that.
It's a
And
movie or it's a play?
It's a play.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What about Terminator, dog?
Terminator.
Terminator's
Terminator.
epic.
At least part one.
Terminator's
Come on,
super
dog.
epic, dude.
The Matrix.
So
Matrix.
No, just
But
kidding.
yeah. So those are like the
The themes.
pretty
that
much
you,
themes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And then,
definitely see that.
yeah, and then also too like a current theme, I guess, that's been informing like what I paint about around those themes is like memories. Yeah,
Yeah.
like how you guys mentioned.
Yeah. Blood memory. You said blood memory. What,
Like,
what
like-
does that mean to you? Blood
Oh.
memory.
Blood memory is kind of like, you know how Tony was like, you know how I was saying that, oh, I'm also interested in like the pre-colonial period too.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's aspects of that culture that still live in our DNA.
Oh, for sure.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it reveals itself in like interesting ways, you know?
Yeah.
For real.
So yeah, I kind of see it as like blood memory. It's kind of the same thing as like intergenerational trauma,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
it could be also like a
It
positive
does,
thing
yeah,
too.
it doesn't have to be age
Mhm.
negative.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, I think we connect to that theme too, because in this last album, Tony has a song called what is it?
Reclaim.
Reclaim,
Mm.
which is kind of dealing with that problem of you have blood memory, you have a world that is trying to kind of cover that up or trying
Yeah.
to make you forget about that.
Yeah.
Um,
Also
and-
too,
and
I
join the
gotta,
program,
I
you
gotta
know.
add like Mel helped me come up with that word.
blood memory.
Yeah, because
Oh,
like
right.
I was like talking to her about like my relationship to memories in my art,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Oh, I kind of see that as blood memory. I don't know if that makes sense to you." And I was like, "That
Yeah.
makes sense to me."
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I
yeah.
feel like it's
'Cause it
appropriate
is,
to
you
like,
know?
yeah,
And that's where it comes out.
yeah,
Yeah.
You can see it and you feel it. And I think it's something that as we're moving on as a people, we're getting so mixed up and that blood is just getting so scattered
yeah,
and the original people are so small, we can forget about it. But
yeah.
as people of color, it just comes, sometimes you just feel
it.
it.
Still stays in you.
Like
Yeah.
you do fucking I don't know, DMT or acid or something, and that's what I hallucinate is like crazy fucking Native American shit. I don't
Mm.
know why I do, I just do.
Mm.
And those experiences have made me feel like I connected more with myself because
Mm.
I could feel it inside, you know.
Yeah,
Sick.
but yeah, yep.
There it
What
is.
about machines?
What?
I remember you were like really interested in machines in your art. Weren't you gonna make one or something?
Oh yeah. I still have that idea. Dang, you remember that conversation?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Man, I feel like right now, I'm glad that I'm able to make all these paintings, but like I have like so many other ideas that I want to pursue.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
like this what Tony's talking about is one of them. But it's basically like an idea of a sculpture, but kind
Yeah.
of like trying to make them like a machine.
Yeah.
But like but music, because like I
Oh,
feel
that's
like
right. You told me about this.
intuitively, I told you about it too.
yeah.
You know, my little station where I have my record player and
Mhm.
my receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I just kind of started thinking of it as a sculpture or like a machine because there needs to be a relationship between it and my body for it to work. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so I don't know something about
And
that.
for you to work.
And for me to work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
It provides a
It's-
service for
right.
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that too. Like in terms of sculpture, like I am kind of thinking of that. You know,
Yeah.
like kind of mechanical ideas or something.
Yeah, because you're a mechanically inclined fellow.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
you're
fix
always doing
cars and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I think anyone could do it. You just need to get the factory service manual. Like it tells
Yeah.
you step by step in
Yeah,
there.
everything. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
how to
but
change.
there's still like a lot of mania to it too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
I just use YouTube.
YouTube helps.
Yeah.
YouTube is
Yeah.
tight.
Oh, oh.
YouTube
Yeah.
a gang.
Just throwing it out there. Me and my brothers are making a YouTube channel on Toyota pickups. Like,
Lit.
Oh,
For real?
hell
What?
yeah.
That's
That's
sick.
so
but
dope.
it's basically just instructional videos of like how to
Yeah.
do everything on it. You know.
That's fucking tight.
For the Toyota pickup?
For the Toyota people,
'Cause
yeah.
the
you have
Toyota
an,
pickup is like
The
All over.
one.
all
Not
over.
only that. The motor that's in it, it's an R series motor. That Toyota used it for like a long period of time on different model vehicles.
Oh, okay.
So like
Parts are easy to find.
parts are easy to find, but there's like a big community out there that has that motor. So I feel like
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of I think it should be able
Helpful.
to fill. I think it should build a following Just if it for it specializing on that motor.
Oh,
Do you know what it's gonna
Yeah.
be called?
R
Do
series
you have a
motor.
name for it or?
Oh, we were thinking of los Toyateros
sick.
Tight.
That's
dope.
tight.
or something like that.
That's dope.
I'm gonna get one so I can watch the video.
I know those trucks are the shit, man.
Yeah.
Or
They
like
are,
Yoda
no.
channel. I don't know, something. I don't know. We were thinking about it, but
Toyoteros is
los
dope.
Toyateros.
That's
Yeah.
sick. And then, so what's next for you, man? Like, what are you working on? Where you
No.
gonna have some shows, or what's going on with the rest of your year into next year or something like
Oh, yeah, dude. So I pretty much have the rest of my year planned out for sure.
that? Oh, sick.
So like right now I'm working on a body of work for Freeze.
Mm-hmm.
I got to make like 6 or 7 paintings.
Okay.
So I'm like really stoked about that. Like
Yeah.
like it's gonna be. Well, I heard they said it's gonna be in conjunction with this curator that I really admire.
Nice.
Her name's Rita Gonzalez.
Mm.
Like she curated a show that was really impactful
Mm.
in my life.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
that Phantom Sightings show at the
Oh.
Geffen.
Yeah.
So I'm like even more stoked that it's like
Even
related to her.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah. Even
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
that's your
That's
hero.
dope.
yeah, and like other homies that are gonna be in it that I'm stoked to say is
Yeah.
Gabriela Sanchez is also gonna be there,
Dope.
and Greg Ito.
Sick.
So like they're gonna be there too. So that's tight. So I have that going. Then I'm gonna do I'm thinking about it still, but there's this residency in Hudson Valley, New York,
Oh, okay.
in October. Like it's for the full month.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but it's like it's not like that residency. Like they don't have like I feel like. Well, I mean I don't know, like because I have to ship all my things out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm like I really want to go out there and experience it. But another thing I'm thinking about right now, because I have like a kind of a tight deadline to fulfill
The paintings.
for the paintings. Like I feel I wonder if it's worth it just for me to just stay.
Yeah.
And instead of uproot myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I have to
be
pay
able
to ship
finish the
everything.
painting.
Yeah. Like why am I gonna do that? And then
They couldn't pay for it.
well, no, I talked to them. They said no, they don't pay to ship anything. But so the only thing that I'm
Fuck.
like
It's kinda
waiting
fucked.
for, hopefully they at least cover the flight. If they don't cover the flight,
Yeah,
I don't
then, like,
know.
whatever.
Drive. Just
that's
drive.
Not,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
but I really want to go. It seems like a really good experience and everything.
Yeah, I'm
but
sure.
just like right now in terms of like my short
What's
deadline,
going on,
and then
yeah.
also
Right, right.
finances too. You know, like
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
Like-
big investment, right? How much would
that's
it
gonna be
cost
a few
to?
G's probably to like
Damn.
ship my ticket and ship things there and back.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
you got to remember at the end of it, I got to ship my paintings and they're big.
Yeah.
Right,
with
right,
the
Yeah,
right.
back.
and they gotta be
Shipped
probably
right, you
in
know?
the right way, and it's like a specialized. Like,
Yeah, I know that's expensive.
Yeah.
Like to get art
Yeah.
created, it's expensive. You know.
Yeah. for
Fuck yeah! So come on, come through with the budget, dog. Come on, son.
Man. Come on, Hudson.
Come on, dog.
But
So-
no, they've been really helpful. Like they're like,
That's
oh,
cool.
what do you need? We'll get you anything you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only just like it'll just stay there for the next. Like that's how they build like on the tools and the resources that they have.
Oh, I
I'm
see.
sure.
Yeah.
So the next one would be like, could you establish yourself, right? And then,
No, he's saying the
Like, in terms of
program that they
materials.
run, they get the materials, then you get to use them, but they're also like using them for other artists.
Yeah.
To use
Oh,
kind of
okay.
thing.
Because you know he was
to
like,
fund the whole thing.
yeah, because they were like, oh, if you need whatever tools you need, whatever you need, like we'll get it. Just like it'll stay here for like the next artist. Because
Yeah.
like that's how they build like
Yeah.
what people need. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, it's like kind of nerve wracking for me to be so far away from where I make my art. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
yeah.
what if I need to go to like
Find some shit that's not
Right,
that's not
right,
around
right.
over
that's
there.
not around over
yeah,
there,
yeah,
which is easy.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can't
Yeah.
even find like a decent taco in fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
New York, man.
Your Kush is not gonna be as good, dog.
I know, true, that too.
But yeah,
Sorry, New York.
But you
I
know,
love you, dog.
it'll be like nice up there in the fall.
Yeah.
like, that'd be
Oh,
cool.
it's gonna be beautiful.
we're thinking about going. Me and Lizette.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember you guys telling me that'd be sick if you guys came by.
And then we linked up. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, but so I'm most likely going to do it, but
Yeah.
hopefully they at least pay the ticket.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Right, come on,
for
dog.
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
That's
So-
Alright.
So
Uh,
Kevin, can you tell us about how like Brainstory started working with Jaime, like
Oh,
for like the
yeah.
art for our
Oh, my
T-shirts and
God.
stuff, and
That's
like
true.
posters, and 'cause
I
we've been
mean,
using his stuff for a long
Yeah,
time
I
now.
mean, all of our everything is Jaime's work, really.
Yeah, so far, huh?
So far,
That's
pretty
what's
much.
up,
I mean,
dude.
our first shirt that's not even in pressings anymore is I designed it, but everything else has been Jaime. If you get out to the shows, and all of our T-shirts are by him. I mean, it's just was on some homie shit.
Yep.
Like I known him for so long, and it was just like skills is like maxed out, and it's just like why not? I mean, I just also want to, put my friends and we want to
Rialto.
just expose Rialto as
Right.
Yeah.
as a actual, culturally significant. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
To me,
for
it is.
sure.
That's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
culture.
It created
you know?
us.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it made
And
us.
we're
and,
doing this shit.
and that's what people are hearing. That's what
Yeah.
people are seeing. I wanted it to be aligned with, what the visuals. It's somebody who kind of had a similar experience
Yep.
Mm.
as us. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Just the continuity. You know what I mean? Concern. Because
Right.
Yep.
I think Jaime's art is just like I never seen like the shit that he puts out. I never seen shit like it ever.
Mm.
That makes me really excited as
Thanks,
a
dude.
a
Yeah,
person
dog.
who watches art. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Who looks at art. You know what I
That
mean?
shit is, I feel a deep like spiritual connection to it as a
Thanks, man.
as a Mexican American
Yeah.
fool, like, and
Fool.
but it's like modern, like it's
Yeah,
new
it's
shit.
new,
It's all
yeah.
futuristic. Like that's fucking dope.
Damn, dude, that means a lot to me, because like, I really consider my community when I make my art, So,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
like, I make it for us,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I feel like, like, I feel like artists, or like the way I relate to that word, I know it could be a little misleading, 'cause like some people might go to like institutional shit or whatever. But like I feel like for me, it's like I see what I do as like a service
Yeah.
to like my community and
Yeah.
us,
Yeah.
to kind of like document what's going on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Because culturally, a lot of that is documented through what we make,
Yeah.
Yep.
and
It's the legacies left behind.
Yeah,
And you don't want anybody else to speak for you.
nah.
You know what I
No.
mean? That's not it.
Yeah.
you know?
Because that's why I think I relate to it a lot, your
Mm.
art, because it's a voice that didn't previously have a voice,
Yeah. True.
and it's the voice of us, because we're not from the 70s no more either.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. Yeah.
We're transforming even more because time is passing.
Yeah.
And crazy heavy shit is happening
know,
Crazy
right
yeah.
now.
heavy
Right.
shit. Crazy
Crazy
heavy
heavy
shit.
shit.
Fucking,
Nuts.
there's a new era of like beyond Chicanos.
There's
Yep.
gotta be a reaction too, though.
No, for sure.
Yep.
Somebody saying something, because right now it's really bad.
Yeah, that's why I
I
feel
mean-
like right now is a really good time. I know a lot of people feel like it's not a good time to be an artist,
Yeah.
but I feel like it really is a good
Yeah.
time
Well,
to like reflect what's going on, but also think of your work as like social practice,
true.
Yep.
and that's like a way to be active full time.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of times with like internet shit, I feel like everyone wants to be active, but then sometimes I feel like it becomes like a internet activism type of a thing,
Yeah.
You know how that exists
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So for me, like just positioning myself as like a person who makes a worker or an artist or whatever, like I still see it as like my social practice, and that's like the way that I'm like active socially,
Yeah.
trying to like change
Yeah.
consciousness,
and
trying
not
to change
not
consciousness.
over
Yep.
here trying to like put tweet every 5 seconds, like what I mean.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
yeah.
people into that and thinking
Yeah, yeah.
that that's actually doing something, but it's kind
That's
of not.
doing much.
'Cause
I
you
mean, I
know-
see the good and the bad. Like it's
I
good
see
because
it,
people
yeah.
have quick accessibility.
Yeah, yeah,
But it
to
could also be
ideas.
misleading to a certain extent.
But I think- I also
campaigns could
think
be weird too.
If the internet fucking died today,
Yeah.
what would we have to represent it? Some
Dude,
printouts? Ain't
dude,
nobody
we'd
printing
be-
out
Nah.
nothing.
Fuck
You know what I
no.
mean? Like if that
Yeah.
shit crashed, what do we actually have?
Damn.
But with art, you actually have
That's
a
true.
Yep.
physical
That's true.
Yeah.
expression
And
there,
music too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
music as
true,
well.
music too.
You know,
It's still gonna be there.
that's my how the internet breaks down to me. Like
Yep.
the internet is significant, yes,
sure.
in all of our lives for sure.
Yep.
But like, what do we have to show it? If
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's getting archived in some kind of crazy Google database or whatever. But
Mhm.
like, what
Who
if the shit got
cares?
blown
Yeah.
up? Like, what
Yeah.
if fucking? I
Look.
heard this crazy story about Universal. Like, they they a
Ah,
lot
I
of shit
hated
got
that
burned down and at
fucking
the Universal
dicks.
Studios. A
Wait,
lot of shit
what?
got burned
Whoa,
down.
crazy.
Like
Yeah.
Tupac masters and
Like
all this
no,
shit.
all this stuff,
What?
even
But
from
no-
the 50s, all these
Damn.
But
famous
they-
jazz
but
albums.
They,
like,
they covered it up at the time, and now it's like surfacing that like a
What
lot of
the
it was
fuck?
actually destroyed.
yep, it
and
was
it's just
burned.
Just like
like-
a bunch of tapes and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a bunch of
like,
tapes.
all these
Yeah.
master tapes from like all these famous people, Bo Diddley, up until like now, like
Mm.
new.
own.
It was
Lost.
Buck, yeah.
And it's lost. You know what
And
I
it's
mean?
Yeah,
lost
that
forever.
sucks.
Elvis Presley.
Well, I mean, they have it in the digital form, but if that gets
These
lost.
were the original masters, like
Right,
in the
right.
vault. Like you
Yeah.
can't ever
Reals.
replace it.
That's-
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
fuck yeah.
I mean,
Damn, that sucks.
And they
all in
burned
all,
it up.
it all doesn't really like it all breaks down everything. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So, but at the same time, we got to do our best to try to like, you know, represent, preserve what's happening today. What happened? Oi,
Is it
popsicles?
time?
Don't lie to me, dog.
This is
You
a
guys
new
don't have to be
this is a new
quiet.
segment on the Brainstory podcast called Popsicle Time.
Ooh, what popsicle do you want? I'm good. I'm not gonna eat one.
I'm good. Tony, you want a popsicle?
No, I'm good.
They're good.
They're good. They're bomb. I'll have one in a little bit. I'm podcasting right now.
Come on.
I can't podcast
I
with a
can't.
popsicle.
I can't popsicle on
I'm gonna be. I'm
podcast.
gonna be all like.
Mark Maron.
I'm gonna be like.
Hi, that's the director. Okay, let's switch it now. No, this isn't live. We can edit it out. Whatever.
No editing.
No
I'm
edit.
too lazy to edit.
You don't know my
I-
No
life.
editing, just
You
raw,
don't
the
even know
way
my
it is,
life,
huh?
dog.
Flip
Just keep
it.
it.
You don't even.
You don't
Okay,
know my life,
I
dog.
think that's pretty good, right? Should we keep going?
How much time is it?
We don't
do,
know.
what do you, is there anything else you want to
Yeah,
share?
is there anything else you want to talk about?
Mm.
What about shows? Give us some dates of like some
Yeah,
shows.
yeah, when are your
that-
shows coming
Come
out?
on.
Yeah, we want to
Promote some shit. Like tell your Instagram handle, your website, your shows and stuff like
Hmm?
that.
Ooh. Oh. Hmm. Well.
We have a question from the audience,
For live studio audience.
live studio audience. State your name and what your question is.
My question is,
What's your name?
hi, Lizette.
Where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles. Anyway, my question is, what are you working on in terms of ideas and stuff with any work that you're producing right now?
Cool. So right now, I just completed one painting, and I pretty much have the other one down in terms of the concept. But both of them, I'm still thinking about identity, but not so much my own. But it still connects because I'm thinking of like people that were close to me, like this one that I'm working on right now. It's like a memory of one of the guys I used to work with. His name's Gil. But we all knew him as Conejo
Mm.
because he worked fast,
Yeah.
you know. And you know, I just want to say like it was a trip because and I think this is kind of like blood memory right here.
Yeah.
But like everyone would inherit a nickname of an animal that reflected their character of their style of work.
Oh wow.
You know,
Yeah. It's kind of even tribal. Kind of
very
thing.
tribal. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Like jazz.
But yeah, this painting is about really him, and because he was my mentor, like he's the one who taught me how to work. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
And like then my relationship to labor too, but also thinking about my relationship to my body, you know, and how like also too like this is like a new consciousness that I was able to reach to through conversations with Rochelle. Like she helped me out with this one,
Mm.
but kind of thinking about how male bodies are also exploited through labor.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
because
Yeah.
I know like women's bodies are exploited sexually. You know,
Yeah.
and she was like, she kind of brought that up. She kind of like exposed that blind spot to that.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. That's a real thing too, man.
Yeah. So thinking about that for that painting, you know, and also like trying to compose like a composition of a type of identity that I'm thinking about, or like the person that I'm thinking about,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but putting myself in it too, I guess a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Of course. Got to.
So that's
You
that
made
one.
it.
And then I'm the one that I'm working on right now. It's like of a memory of my dad, and
Ah.
he worked there too, actually.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Slater.
Slater, yeah.
Yeah.
And I worked with him for a period of time. Well, we were part of the same team for a little bit.
okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so that memory is like about him. Like
Nice.
I mean, so the one that I'm currently working on is like about him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So like I'm trying to like compose like a composition that reflects like his identity.
Yeah.
You know.
Nice. Damn, that's dope.
So it's basically like a still life. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's different. It's
Yeah.
it's a little different than how I was like working before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also like this painting's like horizontal. Like a lot of my paintings I would do them vertical.
Oh, I see.
Like this
Yeah.
one's gonna be a horizontal, like
Oh.
still
Damn,
life
dope.
type of painting.
New
Yeah,
shit.
that's different because you all your other stuff is like more iconographies, and
Symbols.
and
Oh, it's
stuff.
still the same.
It still has
It's still the
it, yeah.
same. Yeah, just I'm in terms of how I'm composing this composition, I'm
Yeah.
kind of thinking about it a little differently.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
In terms of like memories around people that were important in my life. You know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any a question from the studio audience? No.
Who is Rochelle?
Who is Rochelle?
She's here. Who is this?
Rochelle is actually Rochelle Leanne Martin. She is the lead sister role in the Martin family. She is Tony and Kevin's.
She sang before me or Kevin.
Oh, true. Dang.
Remember that
Damn.
epic, like legendary?
True.
They talked about that shit for years.
Yes.
What
Rochelle's
was
our
it?
older sister.
She said,
Right.
saying, well,
Yeah,
You
she
sang-
did a performance
In
at
church?
church when
Yeah.
she was like 12, 11.
How old are you?
How old are you?
I don't remember.
Come on.
Come on. Tell us all
No,
about it.
It was the
That
worst
shit was
thing
famous,
ever.
dog.
I
It was
hate that. I
famous.
really resented
It was
that
famous in
moment.
Azusa.
what was it?
It was my mom and dad forced me to sing my mom a song on Mother's Day and lead the church choir in the song.
Oh,
and
they forced you.
I didn't want to do it at all, you know, and that's what was. It pretty much traumatized me to never really want to sing, honestly.
The
That's
thing
real
is,
truth.
though, in reality, it was all tight, and all these fools are all like, oh, like it blew everyone's mind.
Yeah.
That's what's
I
up.
prefer
So-
karaoke.
So it was kind of crazy. Like they were
That's what's
talking
up.
about that shit for years.
Tight.
Mm.
Yeah.
Signing off.
Sorry, Rochelle.
Putting you on.
When you gonna sing in church again?
Yeah. Sing right now.
Eddie Murphy, where's your next fucking comedy special?
Who else is here? Who else do we have in the studio audience?
Andre 3000, when's your next album?
Introduce yourself.
Frank Ocean, come on.
Jason Ramirez.
And who are you?
AKA William Dafoe.
Just want to add on, great podcast. You got the coolest guy on the seat right now. It's hot. He's throwing some good shit out there. You know, listen up, kids. This is for you.
Who
Get
el-
it going.
Who else is in our studio audience? Oh, we already said hi to that. All right. Kevin's back from the
Why is
bathroom.
it?
I had to pee. Dude, podcasting is weird, bro.
Dude,
Ooh,
I feel like
podcast.
Mark
Okay,
Maron right
yeah,
now,
what's
dude.
Your podcast voice. Here's mine.
Welcome to Buckin with Brainstory. In studio we have Eric Hackstrom.
Hello.
Jaime
This is
Muñoz,
Eric Hagstrom.
and Tony Roy Martin.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Tony Martin. I just want to say,
I created a new recipe for
I love jazz.
broccoli cheese casserole this week, and just wanted to share it with you all.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. That sounds great.
What about your
Yeah.
podcast? What's your
Wow.
podcast persona? Just
I don't know.
it's like you
So
just
it
gotta.
has to be
just-
soft.
You kind of gotta sound like you just busted a nut, and you're just like super relaxed. So you're just like,
Hi, we're here. Live in the studio, we have Brain Stories here. Sorry,
Tell
I'm
me
gonna
your
flashback.
aftershock.
yeah, aftershock.
Hey, got enough.
Okay. Okay, this thing is over.
Hey,
damn it.
freaker.
All right, what's your Instagram?
Oh, my
How can we see your art?
that my voice is naturally like that, isn't it already? Like,
Yeah,
He
you
has
know,
a-
you,
I
already
he
have
has
a
a
podcast.
natural
oh,
podcast
no.
voice.
When I first met you, I was like, man, this fool just busted a nut or something because he sounds really relaxed.
Dude, why is he all tired looking?
Oh, lordy.
What's your Instagram?
Flan_JM.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
You have a website too?
Yep. It's dang, I don't even use it that much, but fuck, it's
Running it.
Jaime Muñoz 1, the number 1.
Yeah.
.com.
.com.
Yep.
You heard it here, folks.
When's your next show coming up?
Oh, so there's a project that I'm currently working on with Alfonso and Rafa.
Oh, nice.
Like they're creating a show at Fonzie's pad.
Oh, at his
And
house.
Yeah, so that's gonna be hopefully in September,
Sick. Next month.
or October. Hopefully
Okay.
not though,
Yeah.
'cause
You guys gonna have a jazz band there?
that'd be sick, dude. But
I don't know.
So far it's gonna be an art show like in the backyard, like
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm thinking of doing like an installation.
Oh, a
like
punk
it-
show then. Fuck it.
Punk.
Right.
I seen his
Oh,
backyard.
You had a
Mm.
punk band there then.
Huh?
Evil Cowboys reunion then.
Evil Cowboys reunion, that'd be sick.
That would be crazy.
Or Bleach Boys, dude. So
Oh,
with Bleach
Boys.
Boys,
damn,
Let's do
he's
that
calling us out.
Dang.
sub with Bleach Boys songs.
I found some.
You
the other
did?
day. I
What?
wrote like 10 of them,
What?
and then I lost them all, and then I found it again.
Damn.
So it could be.
I hope, dude. That'd be sick.
All right.
Anyways, can I say what that is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know if you guys know,
Yes.
but he said it's okay if I say what Bleach Boys
Tell
means.
us about it.
Yeah. Tell us about it.
Oh, well, you guys already know.
Just come on.
I don't.
We're on
I
a
don't. I
podcast.
don't know about it. I don't know
He
about it.
doesn't know about it.
No.
I
Oh,
don't
it
know
was
it,
an
and
idea because we would talk a lot about like punk and punk days and shit, and I like tossing the idea around of like making like punk songs,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it was Kevin or Tony or both of them. They were like, "Oh, we had an idea of doing something like that called the Bleach Boys." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "That's tight. Like, that'd be sick. Like, making if you guys came out like with some punk songs, that'd be tight."
Yeah, we were gonna do it a while
Time.
ago, but we got busy.
Yeah.
doing other stuff.
Which is good. You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
gonna
if
come
I was in the floor, that's like if they were like paint a different style of painting. like,
Exactly.
you know, it's like it's
Yeah.
a big jump.
I hadn't even played punk in a long time too.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta listen to some punk again.
Yeah.
Get back in it.
But that one song you got, Free Your Mind, that song was sick as shit, dude.
Damn, out the vaults. That's gonna come out.
Dude.
That would be tight if you did.
That's a Bleach Boys song.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh yeah, that is.
Which is
Tony was
no.
inspired. Yeah, Free Your Mind, the
It's
punk song.
inspired by the
Oh, yeah,
shirt.
it's by the shirt that you did.
Yeah,
Yep.
The shirt.
the shirt.
And then
Tight,
I wrote.
huh?
Then I
Even
wrote a song
tighter,
about the
even
shirt.
tighter, dude. That's even more epicer. Huh? They
Yep.
inspire me
Why
too.
you inspire me, dog?
You inspire me.
I just want to say, you inspire me.
Jaime, I love you.
dude.
Jaime, I love you.
Jaime.
Dude,
Jaime?
I feel all relaxed because I just busted.
Do
for
people ever
Jaime.
call you Jamie
Yeah.
at first?
But usually, like,
don't
at
say
Starbucks,
Jamie.
though.
Don't say
Oh,
Jamie.
Jamie?
Starbucks.
I mean, I try not to go there
Jamie?
as much, but sometimes I go there, you know. But
You gotta get a shot in.
they'll be like, Jamie. No, you know which one I get a lot? I don't even know why or how. But Hyman.
Why did they say Hyman? There's no N at the end.
No.
Daddy.
And, like, they
just want to.
What?
And I say it clear. I'm like, I don't want this coming, you know? I'm like, I already know. I just look at them. They look like they might say, like, Hyman, I think. I have a feeling. So I'm just like, Jaime. Like,
Yeah.
Jaime.
Be honest. Be
Hyman.
honest. When you met me, did you think I was
Hyman.
gonna say Hyman?
No, I didn't think that. I thought
Okay.
maybe Jamie, though.
Oh. Ay.
But yeah, I get that sometimes. Yeah.
What is hymen? That's a weird. I
It's
feel
like
like
a
I know that
female
word,
part.
but I don't.
Next
It's a what?
topic. Next
It's like
topic.
a female part.
Oh,
It's like
really?
a part of the
It's
anatomy.
virginity.
Really, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Mhm.
Wow.
Next topic.
Next.
Next.
I don't know. I'm out of questions. Anybody
Yeah.
else have questions?
Anything else?
I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
This
everything.
That was good.
This is Brainstory signing off.
Me? If I have a question?
Yeah, you
I
have
have
a
questions.
question?
Yeah, do you have
Oh,
questions for
shit.
Brainstory?
Oh,
a good way.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
I was
yeah.
thinking that too, but I wasn't sure if that
No,
you guys
no, no.
wanted it
Yeah,
going that
no.
way.
We're tripping. Yeah.
Oh.
It goes any old way over here. You know. What's your? You have a
Oh,
question?
dude, like you guys been really active too. Like, congratulations on all the progress you guys made. 'Cause
Thank you.
I
Thank
feel like
you.
I've been there from day one.
True. You
Yep,
have.
you have.
You have.
It's just real.
For real.
And dude, I feel very fortunate to be a part of it
Yeah.
along some of the way, like making art for, just as an audience member, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like just following you guys, just for liking the art you guys make,
Yeah.
but also being able to like work collaboratively with you guys, like on
Yeah.
like merch stuff, you know,
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
tight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I always wanted to be able to do that, but stick with one band, kind of like Raymond Pettibone did.
Yeah. No.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. You create the whole aesthetic that is represented by the sounds.
Yeah.
Which is an important job. Man.
Yeah.
It's-
So that's cool.
Yeah.
But besides that, like, what do you guys have going on? I know you got the album's about to come out in October or November.
We're coming out in November.
Oh, November.
November 15th is the day it hits the streets.
Tight.
We got some songs. We just put out a 45, Breathe, and the backside of it is
Beautiful.
Tony's
Sorry.
song, Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. We did put out Beautiful Beauty, but that was only digitally.
Oh, okay.
We have a 45 out right now, and yeah, we're just kind of laying low for the time being. We just got some videos done. No, just kidding. We just got some music videos done for Beautiful Beauty and Dead End.
Tight.
So those are going to
Thanks,
be coming
Eric.
out. Those are going to be coming out in the next couple months with the release of the album. You know,
That's
just
what's up.
the rollout and everything. But yeah, that's pretty much what we have. We're not playing any shows until we release it. Our release show is on November
for reals?
17th.
That's nice. Is that nice? They have like a little break, a little breather before the like calm before the storm type of a thing.
Yeah, but
Just
it
time
also
to
kinda
prepare.
Makes it also makes it nerve-wracking.
Yeah?
You're like,
Yeah.
I haven't played, and this is going to be my
Uh-oh.
first show.
We're not going to be in front of
back
a crowd for like 2 months.
2 months. Yeah, you know.
you just gotta
You guys got it.
Put
You
in
guys
that
are-
work.
It's going to be fun.
You guys are naturals.
gotta put in that work.
But yeah.
Matt Little, please play with us.
Oh, Matt Little. Come
Who's
on.
that?
Come on, I love you, dog.
No, Leon's going to play with us. That's going to be tight, too.
All right.
That's
Just
janky.
kidding. Just
What,
kidding.
Tony?
That's janky.
Who's that though? Who is that?
Who? Leon Michaels?
Yeah.
Or Matt Little?
No, Leon. Is that the owner?
Oh, yeah. Leon Michaels is the producer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he played on the record. He plays on all
Yeah.
the
Really?
organ.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the
I
organ
didn't know
parts.
that.
Yeah,
That
all
fool's
the
good
organ.
at every instrument.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah,
These
yeah.
fools bomb
Tight.
as fuck. He's
Yeah.
better do chick Korea solo.
Electric drums too.
Mm.
Yeah, he played electric drums on it.
Crazy.
He played Farco.
He played Farco with us.
That's what's up. Did
But
he
yeah.
win? Did he win?
Papa Michaels.
He won a couple. He won
Oh,
a
yeah?
handful of
Yeah.
them.
All right.
I always win, but
No, you
just
don't.
kidding. I've been on a losing streak. No,
For
but
sure.
yeah, Leon's man. He actually helped us a
The
lot
master.
with just like, you know, it's dope working with him because it's just like, he knows exactly what to cut out. You know what I mean? Because I think that's
Yeah.
what composition is about. It's like, you throw it up, blah blah blah, put it on the table, then it's like all about trimming.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And he's got the ear for just like
Yeah.
what needs to be there and what doesn't need to be
That's
there.
what's up.
You know what I mean? So that really taught us a lot as far as our our sense of composition and especially in the studio, man. Like, cause we're a live band. You know what I mean? We like to do our thing live. Like, that's like kind of what our thing is. But going into the studio, Leon, we kind of understood. At least for me, it's just kind of stood out more that this is a whole different beast of how to play music and how to capture what's happening in a
Yeah.
song.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
it comes across different in the studio than it does live.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Cool.
actually
It's
very
kinda
hard
different.
to capture what it is
Yeah,
live.
it's easier to do other things, I think, in the studio than
Yeah.
on the stage.
Right.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know, you
You
can,
can perfect it, you know what I mean?
and compose it
And
and
compose
use
it.
all these sounds and all these ways to experience it.
And then live, we just get buck.
And live, you just get all butt naked on the
Just
stage.
get buck as
fool.
fuck.
Dude, I get
the
all
release
butt
show, I'm
naked
going
every
buck
time.
naked.
Dude, when we
No,
release our
no.
album on November 17th, I'm gonna get buck.
You're so done.
Totally bucket.
Any more questions? Do you have any other questions?
So where's it gonna be? Do you know where the release show?
Oh, yeah, it's at the Moroccan Lounge
Oh, tight.
as of right now.
Sick.
It's at the Moroccan Lounge. We're going to have Bobby Arosa come out from Europe,
Oh.
do it with us.
Oh.
And then we're having Holy Hive from New York come and do it with us.
Oh.
And who else is on it? It's just us three, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to do a couple shows in the area. We're going to do some, like, basically a California tour
Tight.
for it
Cool.
after it comes out.
Cool.
Yeah, so be
I
on the
guess
lookout.
also, like, once you come out with new stuff, like, how is it hard to start thinking about new stuff again? Or, like, when do you have time to, like, think about, like, the next album?
We're already,
No.
like, kind
It's
of...
Already?
been.
We're thinking about
You
it
guys
right
already
now.
think about
I've
it?
been already.
Dang.
Been writing
I've
new
had
stuff.
that concept for
Yeah.
a long time.
Oh, for sure. I always wondered about that with music, you know?
Yeah. Some of it, I mean, the thing with music, I think it's really elusive. The process is always elusive
Mm.
because it's not a specific thing that you do every time to make a song. It's like
Yeah.
an idea that percolates and then it manifests itself in whatever way it can. Like for
Yeah.
me, sometimes it's just random. Sometimes though I do work on a song for years,
I see.
drop it, and then
it
some
comes
other
up.
idea comes up, and then I just connect the dots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it can happen like
or
that.
only take a
Mm.
part of it and put it in another one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's like material just becomes like
Yeah.
source material.
Yeah, exactly. It's
It's,
It's
in
a
the it's
puzzle.
in the magic bag.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, exactly.
And you got to get the bag as big as possible.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Making anything.
That's what's
So
up.
that's I feel like it just. I'm kind of barely. I also as an artist, I feel like when I'm like working on something, I can't really do anything else until it's out. Like my
Dude, I
mind is a
feel
little
you.
too occupied with what's not done
until it's resolved.
until it's all the way like boom. Then
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of my creative flow like starts to come back to me. Because at
Mm.
first I used to be like, man, like, because I grew up with like Brian Edwards. This guy
Yeah.
was just like fucking a song every day, just dishing them out. And
Mm.
like, I just don't really work like that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like I used to think that was a bad thing, but it's
Mm.
not. It's just my ebb and flow of life is what informs my work
Right.
and what I'm gonna want to be
Writing
putting
about.
out there, writing about. And so you just got to go with that ebb and flow. If you're not writing, don't trip. Like just keep going. You know what I mean? Like just
Right.
keep
Thinking about it. at
thinking
least.
about shit or
Yeah.
working on other ideas or
Yep.
doing little experiments. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? I learned a lot by just like doing cover songs and
Mm.
experimenting with
Mhm.
recording them.
Just
and
trying to stay active.
trying to stay active, collaborating with other people.
Yep.
Shit
That's
like
what's
that.
up. Cool.
But yeah, we're running it.
Hey, can you collaborate on another beer dog?
All right,
Oh
let's
my
go
God.
eat. Bye,
Okay,
guys.
bye.
Thanks for tuning
Bye.
in.
Thanks. Thanks
Sick.
for
Next
interviewing
time.
me for this podcast.
We're gonna have somebody else. So listen.
Stay
Again.
tuned. You'll
It's
know
gonna
what's
be
up,
big.
dog.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be
big. It's gonna
It's gonna be buck.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be big.
It's gonna be fucking bug, dog.
Robert De Niro next episode.
Yeah. So I thought about brainstorming. No, I'm just kidding. I gotta work on my De Niro.
All right, bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Later, dog.